With the attachment style parenting, I hold him for his naps.
The whole time?
The whole time.
What happens when a global reality icon, her rock star husband's baby, and the romantic charm of the English countryside come together? No, it's not the beginning of a new Netflix series, though it definitely could be. It's Kourtney Kardashian and little Rocky Barker's dreamy summer retreat to the Cotswolds, and honestly, it looks like a page torn from the kind of storybook you'd read while sipping Earl Grey under a weeping willow. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. But behind every glamorous Instagram carousel is a real-life tale, one that blends mom life magic with swan sightings, tea breaks, and the kind of scenic wonder that makes you want to pack your bags and hop the next flight to Heathrow. So pour yourself something warm, settle in, and let's wander through this fairy tale getaway. Complete with ducks, designer boots, and a reminder that even the Kardashians need to unplug sometimes. It started with a simple snapshot. Or rather, an effortlessly chic photo of Kourtney Kardashian, dressed in sleek all-black, carrying her 20-month-old son Rocky through a cobblestone village in the Cotswolds. Her back to the camera, his tiny frame nestled in hers. Matching black outfits? Check. Baby feet peeking from beneath a designer hoodie? Double check. Caption? Dreamy storybook fairy tale enchantment. And just like that, the internet leaned in. Because for all the glitz of Hollywood and the chaos of Calabasas, this moment felt real. Raw. Intimate. Like something you or I might capture on a quiet Sunday stroll, if, of course, we had paparazzi-level lighting and a perfectly curated aesthetic. So, what drew Kourtney to this peaceful little nook of England? And what does a celeb mom do when she trades LA brunches for rustic tea houses? Let's keep strolling. It's the kind of place where you expect a woodwind quartet to start playing whenever you round a corner. And for someone like Kourtney, whose days are often filled with camera crews and cosmetic launches, the slow-paced rhythm of village life is probably not just appealing, it's necessary. A moment to breathe. To be mom. To sip tea and say things like, "Rocky, look at the swans," instead of, "Where's my glam team?" But don't be fooled by the tranquility. There's something powerful about choosing to go offline, even if it's just for a stroll past a duck pond. Which brings us to the next chapter. One of the sweetest things about Kourtney's post wasn't the aesthetic, though yes, the aesthetic was immaculate. It was the simplicity. Videos of ducks paddling through mirror-like water. Shots of quaint little tea houses. A teacup clutched in manicured fingers, steam curling gently upward. There's something profound in that. Because when you strip away the fame, the filters, and the Fendi, what remains is a woman bonding with her baby in nature. Maybe you've had a similar moment, though it might have been at your local park with a lukewarm coffee instead of Earl Grey and a china cup. Still, the feeling is the same. That tiny flicker of wonder as your kid giggles at a duck. The soft quiet when the only thing on your to-do list is be here. So often, we forget that parenting isn't always about milestones and messes. Sometimes, it's just about holding hands or hips and walking side by side. But the getaway didn't end at tea and tranquility. This English fairy tale was actually part 2 of a very luxe summer storyline. Because just weeks earlier, Kourtney shared glimpses of her family's trip to Italy, celebrating daughter Penelope's milestone 13th birthday. Cue the pasta, the gondolas, the fashion moments. For longtime fans, seeing Kourtney with all her kids, Mason, Penelope, Rain, and now little Rocky, feels like watching an evolving legacy. Yes, we've seen the tantrums and the TikToks. But there's also growth, tenderness, and a woman learning to balance 2 very different worlds, the empire she helped build and the private, messy, magical world of motherhood. It begs the question, can a global celebrity really slow down? Apparently, if there are swans, there's a way. Let's peek deeper into the most relatable part of this whole saga. It's easy to laugh at celebrity kids in matching Balenciaga. But something about Kourtney and Rocky's twinning black ensembles actually felt cozy, unifying, like a little visual cue that said, "We're in this together." Parents know that clothing a toddler is a challenge in itself. Getting them into coordinated couture? That's practically wizardry. But here's the thing, matching isn't just about Instagram likes. It's about connection. ritual, and in some cultures, even tradition. Whether it's soccer jerseys, pajama sets, or black-on-black countryside chic, it's a sweet way to show you and me we're a team. So if you've ever felt silly wearing a t-shirt that matches your kids, take a page from Kourtney's book. Snap the pic. Post it. Frame it. Those little moments are the storybook. Still, even fairy tales need a little edge. Let's not forget Rocky's dad, drummer legend Travis Barker. While he didn't appear in this particular batch of vacation pics, his presence is always felt. Whether it's in the edgy outfit choices or the subtle nods to alternative style, the Barker family brings a rock and roll twist to every scene. This balance between soft countryside vibes and punk-inspired flair is exactly what makes their aesthetic feel so unique. Tea and tattoos, ducks and drumsticks. And for Kourtney, this marriage of energies seems to be the ultimate personal evolution. She's not just a Kardashian anymore, she's a Barker too. A partner, a mom of four, and a woman rewriting the idea of what modern motherhood looks like. So, what can we take from this quiet English escape? Let's break it down. Unplug to reconnect. Sometimes, the best thing for your mental health is a town with zero cell service and one really good bakery. Make the mundane magical. Ducks and tea aren't headline material unless you make them part of your fairy tale. Twinning is winning. Matching outfits aren't cheesy if they spark joy. Embrace it. Motherhood equals evolution. From Italy to England, Kourtney's journey reminds us that we can be many things at once. Businesswoman, mom, explorer. Stillness is a power move. Choosing quiet in a noisy world? That's a flex most people can't pull off. But just as we settle into the coziness, there's always the next destination, the next chapter. If history is any guide, this won't be the last globe-trotting adventure for the Barker Kardashian crew. But what's more interesting than the locations is the way Kourtney shares them now. Less polish, more presence, less performance, more parenting. There's a storytelling quality to her posts these days, one that doesn't just invite us to look, but to feel. To join her, not as fans or followers, but as fellow humans trying to find peace in a world that rarely slows down. And maybe that's the biggest plot twist of all. When one of the most watched women in the world leans into quiet, it reminds the rest of us we can too. So, what did we learn from Kourtney Kardashian's storybook summer? That even the most curated lives have room for spontaneity. That toddlers and tea can coexist. That simplicity still has style. And maybe, just maybe, that fairy tales don't need castles or dragons. Sometimes, all it takes is a cobblestone road, a cozy black hoodie, and a baby giggling at ducks. So here's your invitation. Find your own Cotswolds moment. Whether it's a local hike, a tea break without your phone, or a matching outfit moment with your kid, let it be your fairy tale. Your enchantment. Your snapshot worth sharing. Sparkles, now it's your turn. What's your dream escape? Where would you take a break if you could unplug for a week? Share it. Talk about it. Maybe even plan it. You deserve your own storybook moment. Let the fairy tale begin.